The Origins of Ethereal Audiobook, written by Max Kasai. Some moments last forever, others happen in the blink of an eye. That's what happened the night of the incident. A calm evening on the west seas of Johnsport. The crew and I were gathering the last of the supplies. Our sails were set for the busy ports of New York City. From what few words I heard from Boss, a rare collection of mysterious artifacts was aboard our ship. "All right, everybody load onto the ship," my boss's voice rang through the piercing air. Me and the crewmates went to our respective places and carried on with our assignments. I was fiddling with some papers. We were well into the journey to New York when a loud crack pierced its way through the ship. I heard several shouts around me as people scattered to find the origin of the issue. As I finally reached the top of the ship, I saw a strange ship floating above our vehicle. A loud, powerful voice cracked through the air. "Give me the Ethereal crystal, and nobody shall be harmed by my Legion of Doom." "Max, quickly, grab the crystal so nobody has to perish," my boss yelled at me through the loud noises. "Of course, sir. I'll get it right away." I quickly made my way to the lower floors of the ship in search of the crystal. Finally, I reached my office space where the safe was. I quickly twisted the knobs to set the code. As I reached to get the crystal, a loud bolt of lightning rumbled next to me, causing me to drop the crystal. Time seemed to slow as I watched it shatter to pieces before my very eyes. A strange dust of rainbow appeared from the broken remains and snaked its way through the air. It disappeared just as fast as it appeared. I slowly pulled myself from the floor, my hands shaking nonstop. I knew I was doomed. I slowly trudged up the dimly lit stairs, my tennis shoes squeaking along the mop floors. "Okay, now hand me the crystal, mortal, and this will be over with in due time," the strange man boomed. "Why are you standing? Hand him the crystal, Max," my boss said, getting frustrated. An icy, silent chill crawled up my back as I spoke. "I accidentally broke it when getting out of the safe." A deep look of anger grew on the figure's face. "How dare you break such an artifact, you low-life peasant? You will now pay with your life," he shouted, his eyes gathering a strange power in them. I was paralyzed with fear, my heart gripping onto my chest. "Not if I have anything to say about it," a voice rang through the wind. A man wearing a red and yellow costume stepped in front of me and easily broke the concentration of the angered, evil man. "Again with you trying to foil my plans, Firestorm. This time I will not let you win," he shouted angrily, powering up his purple hue laser eyes again. "Easy for you to say, Darkseid. As a Super Friends, we will foil all of your plans to spread demise everywhere," Superman said as he appeared next to Firestorm. Pretty soon the ship had many caped figures standing upon it. Darkseid shot lasers, frying parts of the ship. Everybody panicked and started running, hoping to avoid getting hit. I felt a strange rumbling beneath my feet as the floor gave way. The next thing I knew, I was face to face with a cold, raging, and angry sea. I struggled to stay afloat, and the waves kept filling my lungs with a salty, burning sensation. I tried to call for help, but my vision was fading, and I felt my body sinking slowly. The last thing I remembered was a pair of arms picking me up. Then everything went black. I woke up in a daze, struggling to process what was my surroundings. "Hey, Max is awake," shouted Firestorm. A few of the Super Friends gathered around me. "Holy strawberries, you were in quite a jam back there," Robin said. "Thanks for saving me, but where am I?" I questioned. "My great Hera, you're in the Hall of Justice right now," Wonder Woman stated proudly. "Looks nice here, but why am I here?" I asked, confusion twisting on my face. "Our scanners picked up a strange radiating aura on you. You appear to have some sort of powers never seen before," Superman explained. "Powers? What do you mean by powers?" I asked. "Well, the very powers Darkseid was seeking on your ship are the ones that are inside you now. They come from a rare artifact called the Ethereal crystal," Cyborg said, walking over. "What do these powers do? I don't want anyone to get harmed by them," I sighed. "Let's run a computer scan on the Ethereal crystal powers to see what information we can pull," he replied, walking over to a rather quizzical piece of machinery. He adjusted the knobs and a piece of paper appeared out of the slot of the computer. "It says the user of the crystal has the ability to mimic any elemental powers, and whatever power they use, their look changes to match the set element," he replied. "That's crazy. I'm just a mere human. How could I possess such power? Even if I have the capability, how would I know how to summon them and what they do?" I said, rubbing my face. For us, we just imagine what action we need to do, and the power will just occur before our very eyes, said Robin. This may sound ridiculous, but imagine yourself as the element of nature and see what happens. He continued. I did as told, and I imagined myself on a quiet park filled with trees and nature-related things. Suddenly my shirt and pants were replaced by a green and white top with white laced-up boots. There was a white lotus blossom in my hair, and my eyes suddenly changed to a brilliant emerald green. Holy leaves, Max, it actually worked, Robin shouted gleefully. You look nice and green, Zane said, looking away. Oh, thank you, I responded, slightly blushing. The next thing you need to do is imagine yourself using the power of nature and aim towards this pile of cans, Robin said, pointing out a pile of cans on the floor. In my head, I imagined a tree branch growing out of the floor and knocking over the cans. As I opened my eyes, a branch smashed through the floor and knocked over the cans. Oh my god, it actually worked, I shouted up and down, jumping up and down. Robin and I high-fived each other and started kicking over the rest of the cans. Enough now, we have to figure out what to do with Max, Batman said, scanning the papers again. Maybe Max could join the Super Friends and fight crime with us, Robin said happily. It would require a bit of training, but what do you think, Max? Wonder Woman said, looking over to me. It's a lot to take in. What about my normal life? Since I would be doing missions, how would I be able to make money for my house? I wouldn't be able to afford a house if I didn't do my job, I sighed. You could live with me and the other Amazonians. We always have room for more people, she replied. Okay, but I'm paying for stuff there since I don't want to live here rent-free. I wouldn't feel right, I laughed nervously. I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate the thought, she laughed. Well, in that case, I would like to join the Super Friends, I grinned. Now we can make Darkseid angrier, Robin said, looking at me. We did our best to contain our laughter, but it came flooding out anyways. Suddenly an alarm rang throughout the building, and a video popped up on the TV. Super Friends, we need help. A portal has opened up upon New Jersey, and monsters are trying to steal all of our electricity, the man said, and the video stated. We'll be right on our way, Superman said as he hung up the call. Wonder Twins and Falcon, stay behind with Max to watch the Hall of Justice. We will be back soon, he shouted as everyone left to take care of the egregious situation. Well, I guess it's just us. What would you guys like to do? I said, turning towards them. Let's test more of your elemental powers. I want to see some cool stuff happen, Jaina shouted excitedly. I agree with Jaina. It would be a great way to train you so you know what powers you have, Zane replied. Okay, let's do it. I want to see water and fire fast, I said, running towards the outdoors. Gleek jogged beside me, and the others followed suit. Okay, so common elements are water, fire, nature, and air. What would you like to master first? Falcon asked me. When you mention air, do you mean flying? I responded, clapping my hands excitedly. I suppose there's only one way to find out. First, imagine yourself with wind powers, he grinned. I pictured a whirl of wind carrying me across the sky, and I opened my eyes to find myself with a brilliant white costume surrounding me, and the same lotus power followed by a flowing cape. How do you always get the prettiest costumes? You're so lucky, Zane said, huffing, while Gleek jumped happily beside him. Ooh, somebody has a crush, Jaina said, poking Zane. No, we don't, we both shouted. Now, how do I fly? I asked, looking at them. Do the same thing you did as before, but add floating, silly, Falcon said while laughing. I did as he said. The next thing I knew, I was floating a few inches off the ground. Wow, this is incredible. I've always wanted to fly, I shouted as I flew in circles. Gleek started jumping up and down and pointing to the sky. I think Gleek wants to go for a fly too, the Wonder Twins said, laughing. I'm down for it, but who's going to watch the Hall of Justice? Superman will be mad if we all leave, Falcon replied nervously. I have an idea, I smirked as I ran inside the building. The next thing we knew, we all had painted fake pictures of ourselves and stuck it to the window, so Superman would think we were still inside. Hey, you got some paint on your face, Zane, I said. Wait, where? Zane replied, huffing. Right here, I shouted as I rubbed some green paint in his face. Oh, you're so on, he laughed as he started throwing paint back at me. Hey, don't forget us, Jaina and Falcon laughed while joining us. Even Gleek seemed to be enjoying himself. We were all covered head to toe in paint after we had run out of paint to throw. Let's say this is a draw. We all win, I said happily. Now, about that flight, let's hit the flying range, Falcon said, nudging me, hoping I would get the joke. Very funny. We can all see a golf pun from a mile away, I said, smiling while rolling my eyes. Last one to the roof has to buy everyone ice cream, Jana shouted as she took her position. Okay, deal and go, I shouted as I sped towards the roof. Poor Zane ended up coming in last. Now, I would like a strawberry ice cream with gummy bears, Jana demanded while ruffling her brother's hair. Okay, fine, let's go get some ice cream, guys, he said, smiling slightly. We sped our way to the parlor and ordered our ice cream and found a place to sit. The waiter brought us our ice cream, and our eyes lit up at the sight of a delectable treat. We were about to dig into the food when we heard a voice. Holy frozen treats, what are you guys doing here? You should be at the Hall of Justice, Robin said, appearing behind us. The question is, why are you here? Why are you away from your mission, friend? I asked, looking at Robin while smirking. I got bored of Bruce bossing me around, so I decided to sneak out, and then I find you guys here, he responded, yawning. Can I join you guys for ice cream? I'm famished, and I won't tell Superman about you guys sneaking out, Robin said, giving his best puppy eyes. Of course you can. You're a friend after all, and we trust you, I responded, as I rolled up a chair for him. We couldn't have been happier, as we all talked in the afternoon, our frozen treats melting into the flavorful goodness. We should see if Superman's actually believed our painting illusion, I said, grinning. This is going to be hilarious. Let's spy on him. Robin giggled as we all hid behind the bushes. Sure enough, Superman had gone to check that we were still there. Oh, thank God, those silly heads didn't sneak out, he said as he looked at the windows. There's no way he fell for that. He must not have the super sight. After all, he couldn't see something as dumb as our illusion, Falcon said, laughing. You did well, super friends, I said, pretending to be Batman. We all shared a good laugh as we went inside. Another thing about moments is they can be precious and lead to greater things. I had no idea what else lay in store for me as Darkseid and others plotted against the Super Friends and I. Thank you for listening to my audiobook, and there are more coming soon. Bye now.